Bruh, I started listening to EDM music recently, and I'm not gonna lie, it is one of my favorite finds of all time. Back in 2012, my first exposure to EDM was Skrillex and, like Cinema by Benny Bassey, I think is his name. And then, of course, Monster Cat. By the way, if you just heard like a bunch of weird shit in the background, it's my cat's getting fed from the auto feeder. But anyway, so yeah, I started listening to this music recently, and it's kind of weird because I always had some weird, not stigma around the music, but it was never my first thought. I grew up with rap and alternative rock, grunge rock, stuff like that, especially rock. I mean, my dad was heavily into rock. I grew up in New Orleans, so I was around a lot of different rap and like jazz and stuff like that. So listening to EDM, I think is a little, I don't know, like off the wall for me. There was definitely a big scene of EDM people in my high school, but once again, I just never adapted to it. I never was like super involved or interested in the scene because number one, I saw like a lot of the people from my high school were just hella drugged up. So I kind of figured it was just an excuse for people to go out and get fucked up. But number two, I kind of felt like the amount of EDM music at the time when I was in high school, I didn't appreciate, I didn't enjoy. But there's like a certain archetype I listen to now, which is, I believe the guy's name is Planko. There's also Nina Geraci I just started listening to today. No, his name is Pluko. I'm sorry. And honestly, it's just different. It's different, but maybe kind of the same. Maybe I'm just getting older. Maybe I'm getting more open to music tastes. But this was like the last line of defense of music I haven't listened to yet. I've listened to country. I hate it. I love rap. I love rock. I really like R&B. I love pop. I like K-pop. I like Japanese music, J-pop. I don't know, slow Japanese, classic Japanese. I've listened to Chinese music, Korean, like we can go down the list, bruh. I have listened to almost everything. And EDM was still kind of one of those untapped regions. And I've always told myself growing up and the older I've gotten that, you know what, man, there is going to come a time where EDM music is probably going to tap into my life. There is going to be different scenes of music that I'm really going to appreciate somehow, some way. And it is going to, just open my eyes up to different sounds. And I've always had this weird, like, autistic thing where I like fixate on certain songs or certain sounds, and I can relate them to other songs or other, sounds I've heard. And I just think it's cool. I think it's cool because EDM will reference a lot of maybe video game stuff. They will reference a lot of different sound effects that you've heard before, because a lot of these people are influenced by things they grew up with or things they were around, maybe sounds they enjoyed, different types of music they enjoy, references, sound bites, stuff like that. And I think that's super interesting to me. It's super interesting because there is not a lot of space for that to happen. Maybe in rap as well. Like I've heard some quote unquote nerdy rap of people making video game references or TV show references, movie references, stuff like that. And it's just cool. I think it's cool. It kind of falls under the creativity umbrella that I've talked about before of, I don't want people to lose that creativity because it is very important that we keep that. And it also just, maybe opens up new eyes to things you've never heard of. Or you're like, holy shit, I didn't know this person was also a Pokemon fan, or I didn't know this person loved Kingdom Hearts 2. That's crazy. Music's really cool, man. And especially I'm very lucky that my job allows me to put on headphones all day and listen to music all day. And even when I'm not at work, when I'm at home, I listen to all kinds of music still to this day. I love putting on music 24/7. As someone who has the worst ADHD of all time, I swear to God, I'm always listening to something. I always have something on my screen. I'm always playing something. I am the iPad kid. Okay, I really am. I walk around with a Game Boy sometimes or a Switch. If I go to a family event, I'm bringing my Switch. I'm sorry, not sorry. It's just the way my brain works. And anyway, I guess kind of revolving around this music topic, I have always been interested in making music for, I guess, within the last like 5 years. It's been one of those weird hobbies I don't know if I want to commit so much time to, but I do commit a lot of time to listening to music. And sometimes when I listen to music, I think about how I want to sample songs, or I want to make, I guess, EDM as well, because there's just songs I want to reference that I want other people to listen to who wouldn't normally listen to them raw. But if I were to create something off of this song, right, that people maybe have heard of before, I remix it, people enjoy the remix, then like that could open your eyes up to music you've never heard of. That's how I started listening to a lot of old samples from rap, you know, of like these samples I've never heard of in my entire life. How the fuck did you find this sample? You know what I mean? And then you listen to the original and then you're like, oh my God, this is such a good sample song. Holy shit, this is a whole genre of music I've never listened to. Wow, didn't know this existed. And I love diving into those rabbit holes. I love talking about music. I've even tried creating music on like stream before, where I made a cover of a Clairo song called Pretty Girl, and I've tried some other stuff as well. I made the song I Am Just a Fish. I know some of y'all know that song. It's so fucking good. I believe the original is I'm Just a Creep, I think, and it's by some indie band. And yeah, I mean, there's always been something within me I've wanted to try and do, but I know my lane. I know I'm really good at video editing, or at least decent enough to do it, but committing to music feels like a whole new world. It feels so difficult to learn. There are so many intricacies within music that are not in video editing. I'm going to be honest, I think any single person watching this video can edit a video. It is not difficult. It really is not. It's a time commitment. Music, though, I feel like you really gotta have that type of talent. You gotta have some type of like born talent or learned talent. Like you just have to be so committed to it every single day, learning how to mix and master. Then there's a side of learning how to create the actual musical structure. There's learning music theory. There's learning vocal chords, chord structures. There's learning different instruments and how they operate within one another. Can you mix jazz and rock together? Can you mix the guitar sounds with the piano? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I don't know enough about that stuff. I've been to one orchestra in my entire life. I went to the Attack on Titan tour in America. I went to one in, I think it was Wisconsin, when I proposed to my fiance earlier this year. Phenomenal show. Amazing. Great show. Great music. Great production, great orchestra, great vocals. Oh, phenomenal vocals, by the way. But specifically the pianist and also the couple of people on the guitar were fucking insanely good. Insanely good. I unfortunately don't have any videos of it because we were not allowed to record. They were watching us like a goddamn hawk in that theater. I swear to God. It was on some like, I swear if you record this, we're going to come to your house. We're going to find your IP. We're going to ban you from every show. You're never allowed to come back. And yeah, kind of terrifying that, you know, I guess they take it that seriously, but it was so beautiful, man. You know, not a phone in sight, just people appreciating music with one another, with the anime they loved, and great sounds. But once again, I cannot imagine sitting there having to conduct something on your own and trying to figure out how you're going to assemble instruments together, make them sound the way they do. When do you time the guitar starting along with the piano? When does the vocalist come in? You know what I'm saying? That takes a lot of brain power. It takes a lot of guts and a huge sack of nuts. It takes a lot of guts to do so. And yeah, long story short, I just don't know if that's something I could ever commit to. But it's been one of those like guilty pleasure things, if you will, where I've tried to do. I've made one beat in my entire life, and I basically just took a sample and I put it in reverse. I added a couple filters on it, and I made the most basic hot ass beat clap structure you could ever think of. Like a little snare, a little, you know, 808 kick in there, a little drum like kick, and that was it. Maybe a clap. It was so basic. It sounded like a lo-fi beat, and it was the most basic thing possible. But anyway, I did that, I believe, on Fruity Loops, because I tried to use Ableton. I sucked at it. Tried Fruity Loops. I did it for a bit, and I still sucked at it. And once again, I just don't know if I could ever attempt to do that again. I tried it in college and I enjoyed it for a bit, but once I realized I sucked at it, I definitely stopped. I definitely stopped. And I've tried doing it here and there, but again, it's difficult. But hey, I mean, you guys have any beginner-friendly tips, maybe? Let me know. I just don't know if it's something I can commit to. But anyone who has made music, let me know. I would love to check it out. I know I have a few friends who do make music out here, and man, I'm so unbelievably blown away. Even if the average person just goes, yeah, I've heard that before, and it's okay, or it's not anything crazy. Just know what you're doing is insane. It is insane. I've tried to do it and I can't replicate it, but you know, maybe I just know my limits and I'm okay with being an appreciator. I'm always looking for music recommendations. Let me know in the comment section below what type of music you listen to and what is your favorite band of all time. Like I said, recently I've been listening to Pluko. It's a bit more like, I don't know how to explain it. Is it like vaporwave or like house vapor? I don't know. But I'm a huge fan of like grunge rock and I love rap. I just love rap. But there's a certain archetype of rap I've been listening to in the more recent years, which has been kind of more like, I guess people would title it lean rap, you know, like Lucky, maybe Yachty, maybe Cardi. I don't know. That was like the section of rap I was in. But I'll recommend a band for y'all. You should listen to Slow Dive. I think they're an older band. Their huge album was in 1994, and then they basically just didn't make anything until 2017. I don't know if they were a part of like the TikTok blow up, because a lot of older bands blew up and came back due to TikTok's popularity, but listen to a song called When the Sun Hits. Tell me if it's good. Anyway, love you guys. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.